Our focus is on malign foreign disinformation, that is, foreign hostile actors who engage in covert efforts to abuse our social media platforms, which is something that is not seriously in dispute.
I have to stop you for time. That's not accurate. You need to read this court opinion because you're in charge of enforcing it. The court has found that, and Elvis Chan testified under oath in charge of this for you. He said 50%. He had a 50% success rate in having alleged election disinformation taken down or censored. That wasn't just foreign adversaries, sir. That was American citizens. How do you answer for that?
Well, first off, I'm not sure that's a correct characterization.
Comes right out of the opinion. You should read it.
Of his testimony. But what I would say is the FBI is not in the business of moderating content or causing any social media company to suppress or censor.
That is not what the court has found.
Here's the hard evidence showing that you censored the American people. Oh, we're not in that business. You know who should be more embarrassed there? It's not Christopher Wray. Honestly, yeah, Christopher Wray's a bad guy. He should be in prison. I get all that. You get all that. But the GOP are the ones who should be embarrassed. I've used the example before. If I've come home and some guy is in the kitchen slapping my wife, he's a bad guy. If I don't do anything about it and I just let him keep slapping her over and over and over again, I'm a bad guy. Christopher Wray's not afraid of the GOP. Christopher Wray doesn't care about the GOP at all. It's comfortable lying, black and white lies. Shoot, half the GOP, they're like Ken Buck, they're thanking him for being there.
I want to thank you for leading an agency, as you mentioned in your opening statement, that protects Americans from foreign terrorists. That an agency that protects Americans from spies from China and Russia, and cybercrime and public corruption and organized crime and drug cartels and human traffickers and white-collar criminals. And I want to thank you and the FBI for protecting law-abiding Americans from the evil that exists all around us. And frankly, I am not in favor of defunding the FBI, nor am I in favor of splitting up the FBI, nor am I in favor of using the Holman Rule for the FBI director.
And that's why Christopher Wray isn't afraid. So who's at fault with all this? Who's really at fault? Well, I'm going to play you something. This is Chip Roy, also a member of the House. You just saw Ken Buck. This is Chip Roy.
Are you concerned about this activity by the FBI and what was communicated to the FISA court? Does that concern you as the director of the FBI?
I consider the conduct that was described in the Durham report as totally unacceptable and unrepresentative of what I see from the FBI every day and must never be allowed to happen again.
And have there been consequences as a result? Is Mr. Auten, has he had consequences?
Well, again, I can't speak to pending personnel matters. As you would perhaps remember from your own time in law enforcement.
On September 23rd, 2022, 20 heavily armed agents stormed the home of Mark Houck. You're familiar with this?
I'm familiar with the Houck case a little bit, yes.
Do you approve of the raid now in retrospect? Do you think it was appropriate? Do you think it was appropriate for a father to have armed FBI agents along with local agents go to his home, arrest him at gunpoint for alleged violation of the FACE Act a year after the alleged incident, after the father had said through his lawyer that he would appear voluntarily? Do you believe that FBI agents should go to the home of a father in Philadelphia suburbs?
I'm not going to second guess the judgment of the career agents on the ground who made the determination.
But your job is to second guess and look at what they're doing. Your job is to review what they do. Your job is to protect the American people from a tyrannical FBI storming the home of an American family.
I could not disagree more with your description of the FBI as tyrannical. And
you don't believe it's tyrannical that FBI agents were a part of storming a father's home in suburban Philadelphia?
I'm the gentleman.
Mr. Chairman. So, what's my point? Who's at fault? Chip Roy. I love him. He's a friend. But there are a lot of Chip Roys out there. Why is Ken Buck in Congress and not more Chip Roys? I'm sorry, this is going to make you uncomfortable, but I am right. We have losers like Ken Buck in office because we don't run in primaries. And when somebody good does run in primaries, We don't vote for them. We run out. If we even bother to vote in primaries, we run out and vote for losers like Ken Buck over and over and over again. So when you need the FBI to be kept in check, instead you get Ken Buck thanking him for his service. We have a problem. It's an us problem. Either we will get less apathetic and get off the couch and get involved, or the FBI is never going to change. And like I said, that may make you uncomfortable, but I am right. You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.